What is good, you sexy bastards? Welcome back. It is SCG, and we have a brand new video for you today. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe and drop a like. Turn on the bell so you don't miss future uploads like this one. Now, if you also want to check out our merch shelf, you can click down below and get yourself some of that sexy SCG swag. And if you don't follow us yet on social media, you can find us anywhere at Stella Crew Gaming, and also check out our website at StellaCrewGaming.com. And with all that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's get it.
Welcome back, you guys. Today's GTA 5 online video, we're going to be showing you finally how to get your unselected interior and dashboard color for your vehicles using the DMO Lite glitch. Now, this video has been requested ever since I posted my DMO Lite video, and I have a lot of people commenting not only on the previous video but in my Discord asking about how to get interior colors. I need my interior colors. How do I pick unselected interior colors? None of you YouTubers ever show how to do the glitch completely, and I really need to have my unselected interiors. So here's your damn video. So today's video, I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to show you step by step on how to do it. Now, I can tell you right now, it is a bitch of a glitch. So not only do you have to hit the regular DMO Lite, there's a lot of steps you have to do before you even bring the cars online to actually put the interiors in them. So a couple things I'm going to go through before we even begin this particular video. I am going to tell you about the downsides to this. So first thing, when we actually bring the vehicles, we cannot do any custom RGBs. So you are going to have to pick any primary, secondary, and pearlescent from the list. All right. Now, also, sometimes your wheels may revert depending on what type of vehicle that you pick. So this is very finicky based on what vehicle you pick. Now, some things I've been told is we're going to be putting vehicles in the impound lot, which I'll go over with you. But you generally want to pick something similar to the vehicle that you plan on bringing online. So if you're going to do a sports car, do a sports car in the impound and then transfer to the vehicle, as I'll show you before we bring it online. Now, I recommend just using street cars and then using them as donor cars. So if you bring on like a regular Sultan, if you have enough money, you can upgrade them every time to an RS, put whatever Benny's wheels you want on them, and then use that with your magic spot to merge them to what you want. So a lot of the guys that do this on a regular basis, that's what they've done. They brought on all the interiors they want. They have garages full of interiors that they just use as donor vehicles, and then as these new vehicles come out, they'll bring them on with the DMO Lite with no interior, and then they'll use a magic spot and whatever duplication glitch we have at the time to merge them together. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind as I go through this. You also have to make sure you pick very random plates or like inconsistent plates. So make sure you pick plates that you haven't used before. They have to be unique with these vehicles. Make sure you don't have any spaces. So if you do, you want to put in a hashtag or a $ or basically any symbol where you would normally have a space. So if you want to put, buy SCG with a couple spaces, put BY, hashtag SCG. You want to make sure it's full and all those spaces are filled up. You don't want to have any empty spaces. So these are just some things that I've come across and people have told me as I've gone through it, and a little bit of trial and error. So these are just things to keep in mind before we actually get started into it. So with that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and jump over to our PC now. And I'm going to show you on Save Editor what we need to do before we even start anything. So here we are now over on our Save Editor, and first thing we want to do is just open up the DMO file. So we're just going to select that from wherever we have it saved, and of course we don't need to do an actual backup. Now from here we're going to go into our garage, and we want to go on to Trevor and go down to Impound. So these first two vehicles that we're going to bring online, these aren't really that important, but as I was saying earlier, you might want to have them in the same class or something similar to the car that you actually plan on bringing online later. So if you do plan on bringing on like a Gauntlet Classic here, maybe try using the regular Gauntlet as your kind of initial first donor car. Or you can also just do like a couple Sultans or whichever if you're going to be just using these as donors in the very end. So whatever you feel like doing. So you're just going to select the two cars that you want, Any of the paint does not matter, but you're going to do your armor, brakes, engine, horn. Horn, also I hear a lot of people saying that doesn't carry over. I personally haven't noticed, but apparently the horns don't transfer over. Headlights, make sure you do. Obviously North Yankton, your suspension, all that kind of stuff. And then of course pick the wheels that you want and the color. You can also do your tire smoke and your underglow color, and make sure you do all of that. If you plan on doing livery vehicles, you can go into here, into the additional mods, and you can go ahead and select whatever livery you want from the drop down menu. So you can also do that on there. So make sure you fully customize it kind of how you want, and we're going to do both vehicles. So once we've done that, we're just going to go ahead and save out of here. Okay. And then we want to go into, we can close this. So let's close it. Yeah, we've already saved it. So then we'll go into our save wizard now, and we're going to go down to our profile. All right, and we're just going to go ahead to advanced mode, and just like we do with any other save, we're just going to go and put that on to our regular kind of unmodded save, or if we're copying over another save or whichever, on our USB stick that's going to go onto our PC. So most of you should be familiar with this already. We're just going to go here to import file. We're going to pick that DMO Lite, apply it, and hit yes. And then once we've done that, we can move over to our console. So here we are back over on our console, and we've gone ahead and applied that save and loaded it up. Now we should load in as Trevor like we normally would in our underwear, but from here was the different part is we're going to work our way over to the impound lot. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the invisibility cheat on, and then the skyfall cheat, and just fly myself over to the impound. And if everything is done correctly in Save Editor, we should see those two vehicles that we modified sitting in the impound lot. So we're just going to skip ahead here, and I'm just going to fly over, and we crash landed, and here we are. So when we get up to the garage doors here, we should get there right on the D-pad, and we should have those two vehicles in there. So just select the first one, and now we're going to take this out, and we want to drive it over to the strip club. So I'm just going to go ahead and meet you guys over there, and I'll show you what we need to do from there. Alright, so here we are over the strip club now, and we're just going to go and park this car just to the right of the garbage cans. Now you will see two other cars here. Now it is very important that you move those two out of the way. Those are the ones that are going to actually show up in the save if we don't move them. So I didn't actually do it here in the video clip, but very important, move those two cars out of the way. Now once we've done that, we worked our way back over to the impound lot, and we picked up our second vehicle, and now we're just going to park it just like I do here right beside the first one. Now if you notice, on the first car I brought, the color actually changed. Now this is why I was telling you guys earlier that the colors do not matter when you first do this, because they are going to kind of revert to random colors, but when we do go back into our save editor, we can select the final colors that we want. So we have both cars here parked outside the strip club. We now want to make sure these guys are going to save. So we're going to go ahead and kill ourselves, okay? And then we should spawn outside of the hospital. If you still have your invisibility glitch on, you're going to have to obviously wait till that goes away, or just press it again to take away the invisibility. If you guys know how to do that, you can obviously Google it as well. Kind of a cool glitch to do if you're in story mode. Sadly, it doesn't work in online though, but there's always different God mode glitches I'm sure you guys know about. So here we are outside the hospital, and what we want to do from here is we just want to load up our director mode. So we'll hit the interaction menu, go into director mode, and once we get into the trailer, we're just going to enter director mode. From there, we want to teleport over to the strip club, and we just want to make sure the vehicles are actually there. If they're there, then we've done everything correctly up until this point, and we're just going to create a new autosave and overwrite the original save that we just brought on. Okay, so we're going to go through that here in the background, but that's basically what we're going to be doing from this point. So we should spawn in normally at the kind of give cars to friends area, so we can just go ahead and set a waypoint and teleport over to the strip club. Hopefully you guys know where it is. I kind of fumbled here, I forgot where it was, and then I was like, okay, it's kind of down here, it's over here, zoomed out a little bit, and then I did eventually find it. If it's easier for you guys to drive down there, of course, you could just steal like a street vehicle or something, or even spawn in another vehicle and drive down there. But at this point, we're just double checking to make sure they're actually at the strip club. So I've teleported down, and as you can see, the two cars are here, and now they both reverted in color. So again, that's not going to be a concern, but as you can see, the plates have stuck and the wheels have stuck at this point. So far we are good. So all we want to do is go in our interaction menu and we're going to quit director mode. It's going to take us back into story outside of the hospital. And we just want to create that new auto save. So we're going to pull up our phone, go one to the left into a quick save. And we just want to overwrite the very first slot there. That was the one that we just brought online. So make sure you overwrite the original one. And then we can go ahead and close application, go into our application save data, and we're going to copy this back to our USB. And we want to go back into our PC, and we got some more changes to make over there. So we'll go ahead and see you on that side next. So here we are back over on our PC. So what we want to do first of all is we're going to load up our save wizard, and we want to extract that save that we just put onto the USB from our console. So we're going to go back down to our profile. All right, we're going to go into advanced mode. Now some of you guys may not be familiar with this method. It's basically going backwards from what we would normally do. So we're going to extract that file that we just created from our console, and we're going to save it onto our desktop or our downloads or wherever you want to save it. So we're going to click on this little icon here where it says export to file. All right, it's going to be a SGTA 5000, whichever. We're going to save that. Once we've saved that, we can leave our save wizard open, just minimize it, put it out of the way. We're going to go back into our save editor now, and we want to load that same file that we just did. There's mine, 0012. So we'll open that up. Don't worry about doing a backup. I never do personally. And then when it does load in, what we want to do from here is we're going to go into Garage. And you should see it's still on Trevor. You got all these vehicles here. And then this little house, it says Editor Houses Vehicles. That's where we want to go into. And we're at Trevor's house right now. We want to go down to Trevor's Strip Club. Now, this is going to be where the vehicles are that we just parked outside, okay? So this is a different save that I've used before, but as you can see, let's just say it's a Mesa and a Premier. I obviously had 2 Sultans in the video, but you would have those 2 Sultans, and then as you can see here, this is where we're going to do the primary color, pearlescent, secondary, interior, dashboard, wheel color, and windows. Now, one thing to point out, pearlescent and secondary are backwards. So it's actually going primary, secondary, and then pearlescent. Okay, so you're going to pick whatever colors that you want. Keep in mind, obviously, if it has a check mark, then it is generally check marked in game. Some of these aren't 100% correct, but if you stick to the worn and the utilities, those are all 100% okay. Also, the others are okay as well, but some of the metallics and mattes, obviously, those are going to be mostly selected. If we go into our interior color, we can pick whatever we want here. So if we want the rim hot pink as our interior color, we can do that there. Dashboard, it says the rim hot pink is actually selected. I don't think it is because a rim color should not be a dashboard color, but that's something to have to play with. Again, obviously all the utilities are pretty much all good. All the warns are all good. Those are always your safe bets as well as these others. And a lot of the matte colors are usually okay as well for these type of things. So any of these mattes here also don't have any check marks. So you can pick that for your interior dash. You should be fine. And then of course we can put our wheel color back to whatever color we want. And then you can do your clear or your light green window tint, whichever you prefer. And you can also go back in and edit your tire smoke if you need to also. So once we've done that, we've made any customizations to the vehicles that we want. If we are going to change them, we want to change them after we've made all the color changes. So if I've made all the color changes that I want to this Mesa, we're going to go now into whatever vehicle that we want. If I want to put it onto a Comet S2, I can pick the Comet S2, and then I can do the same thing for the other one here. I can change that to whatever I want, and then also make sure we change our plate. So if we're going to be doing something with spaces, we're going to be doing something like this. All right, make sure you do this hashtag, the money signs in between, and then that's going to be good. So once we've done that, we can exit. We're going to save this. All right, save successfully. We can close it. And yeah, we're okay to close it. Now we'll go back into our save wizard at this time. And now we're going to do like we normally would. We're going to go to import file, and we're going to select that same file we just edited in save editor 50012. Open, apply, and proceed. Yes. Okay. So now we've done everything that we physically need to do in Save Editor, Save Wizard. We can now go ahead and put this back onto our console. So I'll meet you guys over there. So we've gone ahead and put that save onto our console, and we've already hit the DMO Lite glitch. If you don't know how to do that yet, I will leave a link down below to my video on how to do it, but I'm not going to show it again because this video is going to be super long as it is. So here we are at the very last part when we do actually spawn in as Trevor, and we're waiting for our money to show up in the top right hand corner. As you notice with this save, we're going to be now loading outside of the strip club, and those 2 cars that we picked are going to be outside the strip club right behind us. So we want to go ahead and just spawn any other vehicle like we normally would and wait for that money to pop up in the right hand corner. And when it does, we're going to go down to the exit to Cassian trailer, and we're going to sit on that alert. So this part is exactly the same as we would normally do in DMO Lite. The only difference here is we've got these 2 cars behind us at the strip club. So our money's come back. We're going to go return to Cassian trailer, and we're going to sit on this alert. Now, this is where our friends come in. So ideally, you're going to want to have, I would say, 2 friends. If you can only have 1, so be it. But if you have 2, you're going to be able to bring on both cars. If you only have 1 friend, you're not going to be able to bring both the cars on, or it's going to be a lot more difficult, put it that way. So what we want to do is, obviously, our friend is now going to join the person that just brought those vehicles online. So they can do it through Cruise, they can do it through Profile, they can try just joining friends, whichever. Obviously, if they have lots of friends on their friends list, it's going to be difficult. So I always recommend going through a crew, even if it's only for the glitch. Just join the same crew, then you got crew, and then you guys can leave afterwards, because joining them directly does not always work. So when we do spawn in, some things to keep in mind with these vehicles is you want to make sure that you actually do spawn in the lobby. So go over to the strip club and see if the vehicles are there, because with DMO Lite, even if you do join their lobby, sometimes it doesn't actually show, or actually it doesn't show the other person that's in your lobby. So if you just hit down on the D-pad to see who's in the lobby, it's not going to show your friend that's actually in the DMO trailer. So you always want to go over to their vehicles where they should be to double check. And you've only got 1 shot at this. So if you join them and then you didn't think you actually did and you join another lobby, those cars are now gone. All right, so you can only join the lobby once. So that's why I was saying this is a little finicky, and it's best if you can have a couple of friends help you out with this. So what they're going to do is they're going to work their way over to the strip club, and they should see 2 cars outside. So they just want to go ahead and get into one of them, and they're just going to drive it over to the Give Cars Their Friends area, if we are going to be doing them for Give Cars Their Friends. So if they are a high-end vehicle, you will need to do Give Cars Their Friends to save them. If you're doing street vehicles, you can just take them into any Los Santos Customs and put a tracker, or you can work your way over to your garage and just drive it in and save it that way. So as you can see here, the first time I tried to join my friend, I wasn't in the lobby, but I went over to the strip club just to make sure that it didn't throw me in that lobby anyways. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and join through crew, and this time I will actually spawn in. Now, some other things can happen with this as well. I was mentioning earlier that you do have to make sure you have custom plates, or, you know, unique plates that you normally wouldn't have. On this part of the video, I actually brought in a vehicle, and I used a plate that I've used before, so it actually bricked the vehicle for me. So when I go to get into it, it just kicks me out and bricks it, and I can't actually save that vehicle. So something to keep in mind, or obviously a little trick that I came across, or problem I should say I came across. But if everything went smoothly, you should be able to go drive this in and save it, or do Give Cars to Friends and save it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and drop a like. Any comments, make sure you leave them down below, and I'll try to help you guys. Also, go over and check out my Discord if you need any help as well. Until the next one, this is SCG, and I'm out.